recently. 2 Chronicles 35 and verse 3. In the New Living Translation, again, that's my one-year Bible. It says, he issued this order to the Levites who were to teach all Israel and who had been set apart to serve the Lord. This is what Josiah puts in place. He issues this order to all the Levites who were to teach all Israel. That was their job. That's what they're meant to do. They're meant to teach Israel and had been set apart to serve the Lord. Here's the issue. Here's the decree. Put the holy ark in the temple that was built by Solomon, son of David, the king of Israel. Put the ark, put the presence of God where it belongs. Listen to this. You no longer need to carry it back and forth on your shoulders. Put the presence of God where it belongs. You no longer need to carry it back and forth. Now spend your time serving the Lord your God and his people. Isn't that interesting? Put God's presence back where it belongs. You don't need to carry it back and forth. Spend your time serving the Lord your God and his people. That is phenomenal. There is a time in Israel's history, right here in Chronicles, where people didn't go to the temple to worship. And so Josiah was restoring. He got convicted once he realized that. He read the book of the law and he restored worship back at the temple. They were worshiping God on all different high mountains and all kinds of places. And the people would bring the ark out back and forth, back and forth. And Josiah said, no, leave it where it should be and everybody can come there. Well, we know in the New Testament, we are the temple and his presence is in us now. So here's the point. We don't need to go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. We live with his presence in us. Now, I know that's a biblical reality that we agree with and we probably understand, but it's not always one that we live by. Because often we go back and forth, back and forth. Today's Tuesday, Sunday's coming. That's when we go back and forth, back and forth. We go to church and then we got our week, we go to church, then we got our week. I think a lot of people in our church go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And I think that one of the reasons morale becomes something that we've got to keep addressing is because we go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. But when his presence, when you put God's presence where it's meant to be, I'm not going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, then I'm always a carrier and always a contributor. And that's really where morale comes down. It comes down to carrying and contributing. Being able to carry his presence and contribute his presence. You remember the little rhyme, the little teapot? I'm a little teapot, short and stout. Here is my handle, here is my spout. When I get all steamed up, then I shout, tip me over, pour me out. So here's the two questions I want to ask you. Number one, where do you fill up? Number two, where do you pour out?